That's where we sport more.
Bird Records presents the newly released tribute album from Keith Cole entitled Rock With Me.
Rock with me, baby. Rock with me, baby. Rock.
It's 13 tracks including the astute cover of Delroy Wilson's Who Cares?
Who cares? Who is right or wrong? Right.
Keith Cole also sings homage to Jabi Bunny Wailer.
How does it feel to have been on the ballroom floor?
This newly released 13-track tribute album is readily available in record stores and on all digital platforms. It's the brand new album Rock With Me from Keith Cole. Pick up a copy today and help play tribute to these icons in reggae music.
Rock with me, baby. Rock with me, baby. Yeah. Rock with me.
Honey, you know, I just get a call from Mama again. She told me she haven't received the barrel as yet. Which shipping company did you use to send it off?
Last year, no. I want to do now.
You say, honey, you know you drink too much. I bet if your mother you'd have used the right company.
Simpson Shipping Enterprise. Weekly sailing to all destinations. In Jamaica, they go to Kingston and Montego Bay. Also ship to Europe and South America, East Africa, New Zealand, and Australia. We offer door-to-door service to Jamaica, Guyana, and England. Simpson Shipping Enterprise, 17 Mount Vernon Avenue, New York. Telephone 914-663-9216 or 914-663-9218.
Yeah, go on like a yeah, mama. You feel me, mama? Day. I remember telling you something. You used to sing some shipping? Then go Jamaica, Kingston, and Montego Bay, all over the Caribbean Island.
CB Jerk Center, 150 West 3rd Street, Mount Vernon, New York. Dine-in or takeout available. Call us 646-294-3939 or 917-870-4088. We're open Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. Sundays, 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. On Fridays and Saturdays, our seafood weekend starts from 11 o'clock. Check out our extensive breakfast and lunch menu. For breakfast, we have ackee and saltfish, corned beef and cabbage, callaloo and saltfish, corned beef and macaroni, liver or kidney, curry chicken back, brown stew chicken back, cook up saltfish, salt mackerel. Also check out our lunch specials: oxtail, cow foot, stew pork, tripe and beans, stew peas, jerk pork, jerk chicken, fried chicken, stew chicken, barbecue ribs, curry chicken, curry goats, pepper steak, escovitch fish, brown stew fish, and roast fish, jerk pork with bread, jerk chicken with bread. Plus, we have catering services available. Call us 646-294-3939 or 917-870-4088. We also have delivery services with Uber and DoorDash. Check us out on Instagram at CB_Jerk Center. Call us 646-294-3939 or 917-870-4088. CB Jerk Center, 150 West 3rd Street, Mount Vernon.
You're locked on to the number one radio station. Number one radio station.
Soldier. I don't know Julex I represent for Linkage Radio. 104.5 FM. I def them.
New York, I introduce the best ice cream factory located in Mount Vernon, 408 East Sanford Boulevard. Call and place your order at 914-699-1349. We also do delivery from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. We have the most Jamaican flavors: grape nut, pistachio grape nut, rum and razor, Jamaican rum and razor, sour milk ice cream, sugar-free ice cream, stout ice cream cake, peach grape nut, and more. Also check out Papa Deli's right next door. When you talk about jerk chicken, jerk pork, roast fish, fried fish, and roast corn, contact me at 914-699-0145. Also check out our juice bar with our smoothies, boosters, mash, and therapy juices. 408 East Sanford Boulevard. Ice cream, jerk chicken, roast fish and corn, and over them you gone.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's here. Have you ever experienced a bad workmanship? Someone who work at your house and you're not satisfied, but you can't find good help? Well, look no further. Quicklink Construction is a licensed general construction company that's fully insured for the 5 boroughs and the Westchester. A one-stop construction company that will cater to your needs. Experience is what counts in this business, and we have the experience for more than 35 years. So if you need a paint job, call us. If the roof is talking to you, call us. If your garage won't open, call us. If you need a new paint job, call us. If you try to do the work yourself and your wife won't talk to you, call us. 914-665-0106. Quicklink Construction. No job too big, no job too small. Just call us. 914-665-0106. 914-665-0106. We have the experience. Quicklink Construction.
It's all about Iredale. What me say?
It's one of the most anticipated events of the year. Get ready for the Iredale birthday event. That's right. Sunday, November the 19th. It's back inside the Mingles. 4-12 Boston Road in the Shopwell Plaza. Uptown in the Boogie Down Bronx.
Okay.
It's a Sunday evening, so we party from 6 p.m. until 12 midnight with the music by Massive B with Jabba alongside Chutney Shatta. The award-winning Dub Master Chris from Irie Jam Radio alongside the First Star Sound with DJ Byron and Randy Frost. You already know Iredale do the thing. Victoria's Secret giveaways, Western Union and Grace Foods baskets, cash prizes. Tickets are $30 in advance. VIP tables and packages are available. Call 646-533-9300. And remember, you can purchase tickets at eventbrite.com or stop by People's Choice Furniture or Rockatone Restaurant in the Bronx. In Queens, Genesis One Restaurant or Jimmy Starsky. Sunday, November the 19th, the big birthday celebration for Iredale. Mad.
Biggest news in Portmore, man. We're ready. Sting return to Jamroll. I know if I them see enough, I'm ready for nail again. Nail them and nail them. Hear me, man. Sting return to Jamroll, Portmore, St. Catherine, every walk foot ready for it. You know it going on. From every nook to every cranny, you know. I bad them see enough in a return with the 10 giant. Hey, Portmore, look out for me, you know. Portmore, you know ready, me ready, you know ready for this. Portmore, that's where we sport more.
Yo. Records presents the newly released tribute album.
When you are hungry, come to Kula Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Nerid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Kula Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
For 2 days, the 5 o'clock hour is hot on Fit FM 96.7, www.fitfmja.com. Your life, your music with Lady D, Denise Gomez, Inside the Zone. Catch me on Monday at 5 p.m. for the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. And on Friday, yes, at 5 p.m. for Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. From abroad to yard, Trelawney, me love 'em.
Well, I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go with me as we join our voices and say, Thursday, Thursday, Thursday. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Center stage is on. Center stage is on. Have you heard? Have you heard? Have you heard? I promise you, you will be thoroughly entertained, informed, and informed. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, someone, somebody, everybody, to this evening's show. My golden voice. Someone had told me that I should bottle my voice. My golden voice is transmitting into your home, your motor car, your office, your beauty salon, your barbershop, your hospital, your deli, your restaurant, and online. I am your producer and presenter, Lady D Denise Gomez, the Jamaican lady with the Spanish surname or last name. It's on my birth certificate. On my birth certificate. If you have never or have not heard of Inside the Zone, the community platform where information is guaranteed, well, the show is broadcasting on Linkage Radio 101.7, 104.5 FM. I'm on www.caribbeanvibesradio.com. That is Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. And I am streaming on Fit 96.7, fitfmja.com. Hello to those of you who are in Central and Western Jamaica. So I'm going to do my checklist very quickly. St. Anne, check. Brownstown, check. St. James, check, check, check. St. Elizabeth, check. Hannibal, here. Westmoreland, present, Lady D. Haha. And Inside the Zone YouTube channel. Yay! A very special thanks to my sponsor, Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. I hope you've been visiting them. Stop by, drive by, walk into the store and say, hey, Lady D, talk about Cooler Runnings. And speaking of Cooler Runnings, our annual customer appreciation for Thanksgiving is coming up. I don't know what the weather will be like. I'm going to check, but I'll be there to serve you. So that's where I'll spend my Thanksgiving. Please give them a call, 718-324-7484. And I love to bring you in the know. Just to say that Inside the Zone is a culture-centric radio program that connects the Jamaican diaspora and international audiences globally. The show's content captures its people's social, cultural, and collective views and issues that affect their communities. Where do you live? Family, health, finance, education, immigration, housing, wealth management, life and health insurance, real estate, and food insecurity. During COVID-19, those who never thought they would have to join a line had to join a line to survive. You never know, you never know, you never know what's gonna hit you in life. Catch me on Mondays, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Thursdays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on this budding and buzzing station. 24/7, 365 days for the year. What's the name of the station? Linkage Radio. 22 minutes after 6 o'clock. 914-297-8911. Did you get the number? 914-297-8911. Did I tell you the time? 22 minutes after 6 o'clock. So now we're ready to go. We're ready to go. On the stage this evening is Inspirational Zone. We get a praise on with great gospel music. News Zone, a rebroadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service. For Music Zone is Collab Music Thursday. Then we have a few minutes of fun for Comedy Zone. Laughter is the best medicine. And in Mail Zone, My Boss Had Her Way With Me. My boss had her way with me. Oh, poor thing. Yeah, and in center stage, guest Ryan Elcock, co-founder of the Brampton Community and Economic Empowerment Network, BCEEN, which facilitates business ventures. He will be joining me at 7:30 p.m. And I do have some quick insights about what's going on in Jamaica. Bomb threats in schools. Several schools had to close today, disrupting classes. I tell you. And the police intelligence, they're getting a whiff that it seems it's either one or several persons, and the calls are coming from overseas. What a time, what a time. Good evening, everyone. 24 minutes after 6. I'd like to kick off the Inspirational Zone for you on a Thursday. Good evening to all my young people like Eddie and Pat and Vernon and MS and Hortense and Gloria and Dolly and all of those young people. I'd like to say good evening to you. You're listening. I know you are listening. And to the younger people, hello to you, you know. Like King Ryan and the others, and Sherns and all those who are very young people, hello to you. So to my YouTubers, a pleasant good evening. Pat and King Ryan and Vero and Sherns. Sherns, I just called your name. I know you're here. You must be saying, oh, Lady D. Good evening. And to those of you who are watching, but I'm not seeing you, until you make yourselves visible in the chat here on the YouTube channel, I can't call your name. I can simply say hi. That's all I can do, say hi. I'm ready to get my praise on. How about you? Did you get a chance to have a solemn moment today? You rushed out of the house. You didn't get to say, Lord have mercy. Or you perhaps said, Lord of mercy, but you didn't get that quiet time where you can just be centered, focused, and, you know, say, Lord, you know, so and so happened today, and talk with him. He hears you. Okay? Yes, he does. So welcome to Inspirational Zone. We get our praise on.
World changers. And know what is love is. Oh, Daddy Father blessing me. Blessing me. Oh, Daddy Father blessing me. Blessing me. Oh, Daddy Father. Oh, Daddy Father blessing me. Oh, Daddy Father giving me life. Oh, Daddy Father take away my strife. Oh, Daddy Father
Lady D is on your radio. Inside the zone. You're listening to, once again, the queen of radio. Her name is Lady D, Denise Gomez, and she is on your radio.
That's how we kicked off Inspirational Zone this evening with Isaac Blackman's Blessing Me. Oops, I feel like I need to shake some more. Yeah, good evening, everybody. 914-297-8911. Welcome to Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect right here on Inside of the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. Your host station is Linkage Radio 104.5. 101.7 FM. I'm also broadcasting on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network and Fit 96.7 out of Trelawney. So good evening to everyone. 6:30 p.m. Set your watches and your clocks. It is now time for the news. Yes, and we are going to just be sharing some great news out of Jamaica, because that's what we do. And to those of you who are celebrating your birthdays, I'd like to say happy birthday to you. A baby was born somewhere in the world today. Life came into the world, so we are so excited for that. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to News Zone, a rebroadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, November 9, 2023. The National Water Commission, NWC, has received 30 new vehicles at a cost of $200 million to boost its operation island-wide. The NWC currently has a growing customer base of over 450,000 accounts. Minister with responsibility for water, Senator Matthew Samuda, says the 30 new Isuzu pickup vans are intended to help modernize the Commission's aging fleet. The NWC is implementing a phased vehicle replacement policy to improve its mobility and responsiveness, in addition to reducing operating costs for vehicle maintenance.
We have committed to ensure that the National Water Commission has the equipment it needs, has the skill sets it needs, but we know that with skill sets you require the appropriate tools.
Senator Samuda says 8 additional water trucks are in procurement as an emergency requirement for NWC to be able to respond to periods of drought.
We are investing in serving you at the level that you deserve to be served.
The new vehicles, which were received at the NWC's Marasco Road complex on Wednesday, are being branded before being deployed across the island. The 6 new compressed natural gas CNG buses recently received by the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, will go into operation next week, Wednesday. The buses, each with a seating capacity of 50 persons and space for 20 standing passengers, arrived in the island on November 1. They'll be placed on Route 3, Christian Garden to City via Waterford, and Route 3A, Christian Gardens to Halfway Tree via Waterford. Buses will also be placed on the Greater Portmore routes. Managing Director of the JUTC, Paul Abrahams, says the new units will bolster the service provided to commuters, adding that they are also environmentally friendly. Compressed natural gas reduces harmful vehicular gas emissions like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and other suspended particles. The JUTC is expecting 14 additional buses in December. The Senate has passed the Copyright Amendment No. 2 Act 2023. Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Senator Aubin Hill, piloted amendments to the act in the upper house. He says these are necessary as regulations to accompany the legislation are not yet in place. The amendments will allow for the extension of a transitional period for the operation of unregistered licensing bodies, referred to as Collective Management Organizations, CMOs. These entities include the Jamaican Copyright Licensing Agency, JAMCOPY, Jamaica Association of Composers, Authors and Publishers, JACAP, and Jamaica Music Society, JAMMS.
The bill is being amended to 1. Clarify the transitional provisions for the operation of unregistered organizations while no regulations prescribing the form, manner, and fees required for an application for a certificate of registration are in force.
Minister Hill says the legislation was also amended to provide protection from liability for persons who from July 30, 2015 acted pursuant to Section 154 of the Act. The amendments are also intended to remove any uncertainty in relation to the validity of the actions taken by the CMOs of the various licensing entities since 2015.
This allows for a licensing body operating before the date of coming into operation of the Act to be required to satisfy the requirements for registration under Section 87A and any regulations in relation thereto within 6 months from the date or such longer period as the Minister, after consultation with the Executive Director, may by order prescribe.
The Copyright Act was amended in 2015 and the new Section 87A included for the regularization of the activities of all licensing bodies by requiring their registration with the Jamaica Intellectual Property Office, JIPO. Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark, says Jamaica is well positioned to incorporate considerations of climate change into its financial sector and fiscal policies. Dr. Clark believes the country must pay attention to the fact that it's operating in an era where climate change is a reality and temperature rise is real.
We have a national adaptation plan that is underway to being finalized, and the central bank is incorporating or collaborating with multilateral institutions to find the best way to incorporate climate change considerations in disclosure requirements for financial institutions and in finding ways to stress test according to climate change criteria. The government has pioneered a multi-layered approach to address the fiscal risks that are brought on by natural disaster.
The finance minister says the October 30 tremor brought home the need to make sure the country doesn't wait for a disaster to start planning how to finance emergency costs.
What we want to do in our disaster framework is to have financial resources or financial products that give the government the capacity to respond to the emergency costs of natural disaster. And Jamaica is pioneering that in the region, indeed in the world, by having not one product or two products, but a suite of products that can increase the capacity of the government.
And finally, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security has reached 50% of its targeted enrollment figure of 30,000 persons for the government's social pension program. The program officially came on stream in 2021. It is geared towards Jamaican citizens 75 years and older who are not currently in receipt of a pension or any other retirement, old age or disability benefit or regular income. Persons should also not be living in a government institutionalized care facility. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, Colette Roberts-Risden, gave an update on its progress during a recent JIS think tank.
The effort to find persons, to get them on the program, still continues, and we have been working with a number of community groups, MPs, councillors, and so forth to identify our senior citizens that are in need of the program and not able to benefit.
Mrs. Roberts-Risdon says the ministry is also in the process of reviewing the program with the aim of refining the process of verification for eligible applicants.
We are also in the process of reviewing some of the elements for that program. So the main criteria for that program, two main criteria, is age and no source of income. And because of that, the program has been very stringent on age.
The Permanent Secretary says the ministry has been working closely with the Registrar General's Department, RGD, to get more persons verifying their identity and their age so they can be included in the program. To register for this benefit, persons may visit the parish offices of the Ministry of Labour and Social Security island-wide. They will be required to complete a social pension application form accompanied by their taxpayer registration number, TRN, and proof of age in the form of a birth certificate or a valid passport. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Theodore. 6:39 p.m. Good evening, everyone. What are you all doing this evening? I'm just trying to picture. I've told people that when we do radio announcers, we are in an isolated space. Therefore, the fact that we are constantly talking, we're envisioning that somebody is walking and listening, someone is driving and listening, someone is home cooking and listening, someone is just saying, oh, what's that I hear? And they start to listen. So those of you who are on the YouTube channel, you can actually see me, but the actual radio audience, they can't. So they rely on us to be as engaging as we possibly can and to create an atmosphere of, discussion. That's how radio works. Once you're in it, things are just we're moving so fast. Especially those of us who are doing everything for ourselves, like I do. So I'd like to say thank you for tuning in. And I'm hoping you will stay with me until 8 o'clock this evening for the edition of Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. Stay with me. Don't go anywhere. It's 6:41 p.m. I'll be right back.
Don't miss How Excellent, Judith Gale's birthday celebration and 8th album launch gala presentation, Saturday, December 9, featuring MC Liz Black, performances from Judith Gale and guests Dr. KJ, Jabez, DJ Nicholas, a fashion show, 5-course meal, lots of giveaways and a prize for the best dressed male and female. What a celebration! Saturday, December 9 at Astoria World Manor. Cocktails at 6 p.m. Showtime at 7 p.m. Contribution $110. Part proceeds in aid of the Judith Gale Ministries Foundation Limited, Jamaica. Visit eventbrite.com for tickets or call for more information. 516-789-7376 or 929-353-3961 or 347-645-3477. How Excellent with Judith Gale and Friends is sponsored by KGT Designs and Rentals, One of a Kind Realty, Tinkerbell's Luxurious Makeover, and CGA Immigration. How Excellent! Judith Gale's birthday celebration and 8th album launch gala event, Saturday, December 9 at Astoria World Manor. God must get the glory. See you there.
Welcome back, everyone. 6:42 p.m. So I have in my program this evening our usual Comedy Zone, which is a short feature this evening. And I also wanted to update you on some news that came out of Jamaica because classes were suspended at several schools after bomb threats were issued to the institutions via email this morning. Senior Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay, head of the JCF's Corporate Communications Unit, said emergency services have been called to schools in Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, Clarendon, and Trelawney. She said the police are collaborating with several agencies, including the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, who has been checking the various locations. The Sabina Basic School in Portmore, St. Catherine, was evacuated as it is in close proximity to the Greater Portmore High School, which received a threat via email. Ricardo Ross, principal of Greater Portmore High, said the school was not the sender's target. However, the institution was evacuated based on the message in the email. And I have a quote: "In order to ensure that I create a safe environment, we reached out to the police high command and they advised us to vacate, providing opportunity for the necessary team to come in and do due diligence," end quote. He said no explosive devices were found and classes will resume on Friday. Radio Jamaica News was informed that threats were also issued to Immaculate Conception High in St. Andrew, Old Harbour High in St. Catherine, as well as Lennon and Denby High Schools in Clarendon. I hear this news. I said, why? 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 We want no threats at all, but of all the target points, schools, where children are, people send their children out, and that's the news that the principals and teachers and guidance counselors have to be communicating to students. That must be a very frightening thing. But this morning when I heard it, I said to myself, dear Lord, many of us are praying for Jamaica. Many are saying that we deserve a lesson. And the 5.7 earthquake that was felt in Jamaica recently, where no one died, seemed not to have done anything. Now, whether or not the plot was conceptualized overseas, it's sheer wickedness. Wicked people. And we have to call them out and pray against them. Evil people. Why would you target schools? Or anywhere for that matter. But schools, young children, so they have no qualms. And it's just a few days ago, there was a man targeted. Here are children in a taxi and high-powered automatic weapon the person used, which you knew would have been in rapid succession. The bullets would have been coming out one by one in rapid succession, fired up on the taxi. But then, as I grappled with that, what popped up on the TV screen looking at me on the job, here is another young man here in the U.S. who also shot up a car. He was shooting at a vehicle driving by, and the shot hit a Caucasian student in her head. Of course, she succumbed now to that injury. The bullet hit her in her head. So you say, yes, what's going on in Jamaica? But you've seen a foreign here, so it's not easy over here either. So, I just wanted to let you, my audience, know, if you weren't so much in the know, as to what's going on out there. Because it ain't easy. It's not easy. So parents had to be called to pick up their children today. School shutting down. It's a disruption across all levels. But thankfully, no bomb went off. But we're not the kind of people to cry wolf, wolf. So we would rather be proactive and do what is necessary to protect people's children in our care. Just horrible. 914-297-8911. Good evening to everyone. If you're just joining, the show started at 6, so you're a little behind, but there's so much to come. Did you know that I do have Mail Zone? It's second Thursday. I know Hortense will be excited, and I'm sure she's listening to me. She'll be excited because Mail Zone comes up at 7 o'clock. And what's happening in Mail Zone? My boss had her way with me. That's the caption for the email. Your emails are my priority. Don't forget, if you have a love story or a family issue, something that you'd like to share with me here in Mail Zone, M-A-I-L, Zone, you may email me at insidethezone.nyc@gmail.com. insidethezone.nyc@gmail.com. Mail Zone comes up at 7 o'clock, but it's Collab Music Thursday, and so I have something nice for you to play for you this evening. How about that? Stay with me. What time is it? 6:48 p.m.
Now what shall I do? You confess to me that you feel the same way too, girl. John, come forth and rock the world.
I guess I'm not over you like I thought I was. Guess I was fooling myself, 'cause I'm still in love with you, woman. I still have dreams of you and I can't get over you, woman. No matter how I try, it's driving me crazy. Thoughts of you with another man, I'm losing my lady. So sad I am. I guess I'm not over you like I thought I was. I guess I was fooling myself, 'cause I'm still in love. Even when I try to myself, the things I say wasn't meant to be this way. Now there's not a game to play. Yes.
Welcome to Center Stage. Good evening. Hello? Hello, hello.
Not a game to play. Yes, we went our separate ways. Rather memory.
Treasure your body, but cherish your mind. Even though it's complicated, which is most of the time. A life without your love ain't working out fine. Perception and reality clearly defined. I bet you never know the love me have in my heart. We make simple mistakes, tear us apart. Forgetting where we're coming from and how it all starts. Using ash words, bitter arrows and sparks. We living on this same house and we not talk. We used to be, I know we totally off. Oh, I wish this was never our past. Oh, there is no love lost, no God.
Even when I try to myself, the things I say wasn't meant to be this way. Love is not a game to play. Yes, we went our separate ways. By the
This is Lacey, and you're listening to
Even when I try to myself, the things I say wasn't meant to be this way. Love is not a game to play. Yes, we went our separate ways. By the memory.
Over many moons, since we part. But I never see me and with the loving of me heart. Yeah, not how many friendships I start. This part where you touch the tender and soft. To be honest, we do miss the fires and sparks. But I'm gonna live on the rooftop or somewhere in a park. Now when did we mess up? Realize the blame. She left me a message explaining the way. She said, I've tried, even avoid surrounding distractions and outside noise. But we both made mistakes and we both lied. Oh, and now here we are.
Even when I try to myself, the things I say wasn't meant to be this way. Love is not a game to play. Yes, we went our separate ways. By the memories. Even when I try to myself, the things I say wasn't meant to be this way. Love is not a game to play. Yes, we went our separate ways.
it. I love it. Good evening.
Good evening, Lady D.
A very pleasant good evening to you, my yam lady. I'm hearing some going on. Something is going on in your background. No, yam lady. I have to hold.
I turn it down, Lady D, because it keep bopping up and up. Lady D,
Yes,
I'm going to beat you up.
All right, don't beat me here. Beat me privately, because, you know.
Yes, that's no, not on the because too much people will come down to beat me up, fight me back. So you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So leave it there.
Yes, ma'am.
Why is it, Lady D? Why is it when America cough we vomit?
What happened now? Let's hear.
Do you understand that phrase that they use? Why are they targeting the children?
I do not know, yam lady. It's very unfortunate, but thankfully, you know, nothing tragic happened. Well, I tell you something. I worked at a company in downtown Kingston several years ago, and there was a staff that apparently she was involved with somebody else's person, and it was an established fact. And so every now and again we would get bomb threats coming through from the operator, and we never took it for granted. We always had to fly downstairs because we don't know. Eventually, you know, she left. But that aside, I'm just saying that that's not a new occurrence. It does happen. But here you have in one day emails going out targeting several schools across the island. It's frightening because I can't imagine, you know, a parent getting a call to say, we've had to dismiss school today, Mrs. Brown, because we got a bomb threat. Please come and pick up your child. Or, you know, children just hurriedly jumped on a bus to get home. So it's yam lady, again, I just keep saying to people, pray for our nation. Because I just said the 5.7 didn't seem to send home a message. Wherever those emails were originated, it should not have happened. These people are just wicked. Wicked people. And when you have wicked people, there are no barriers for them. They see nothing else but an intention, their intent to cause harm, bodily harm, create mayhem. So, with that said, I hear you. So we're glad nothing else happened. Hello? Oh.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, Queen.
A pleasant good evening to you, King.
Well, we should all remember one thing, you know. If you don't go on vacation, you don't take lunchtime, you don't go to bed at night, you work 365 days, 24 hours. That's one guy who never tired.
That's right.
He never grow weary. He always on time and he work overtime every week.
Yes, indeed.
Good.
Every second.
You remember that new? Yes, you remember that news? I think it was last week when they shoot the man from Canada.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you believe me? I spoke to a friend of mine down from Jamaica, and them said, Ryan, this man should have did long time.
Oh.
It was a situation in Jamaica of a long run can't catch. He went to Jamaica twice. They make after him 2 times. And this time the last time they make after him, they couldn't catch him until they catch the son. So they kill the son and he has to come back. So the colleagues come back, the colleagues come for him.
That's unfortunate.
So it was a gunman. He himself was a gunman in the area. This something else led to Canada.
It's alleged. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. Well, if I know that I'm into something and people looking for me, I'm not coming.
No, you have to understand how the devil works.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the devil works. He always lie to you and make you try to believe the lie you tell.
Mm-hmm. And that you're superior to many things.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
But you're looking nice, dear man. You look like $1,000,000.
I am telling you, I'm in my blue with my accessories. Here, may I happen?
I'm telling you, you need to check. You need to call up King, what his name, you know, King Charles, and say, if you know, when I'm at a blue hat and the little black pocketbook. And then you're well set, you know.
Good to go.
Can you properly cover up for the queen? You just need the hat and the bag and the pair of glove, black gloves.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, King.
No, watch nothing. And the way up me hill, come watch me sit down in our bedroom. We need to say the prayers, you know.
All right, good for you.
So me take you in until then come in. Let's still me get to me share.
Yes, please, no problem. Mail Zone.
Princess Jackie, how is the books going?
I guess she's busy.
Mrs. Jackie Poppins, they look like they let her out of the cage.
Yes, yes.
Lady Brea. All right. No, watch nothing there.
Thank you. All righty. Hey, okay. 1 minute and counting to 7 o'clock. Mail Zone is up next. I know that you are wondering what's going on in Mail Zone this evening. Well, I have an interesting thing. My boss had her way with me. Let's see what that is all about. Some interesting things going on out there in the world, you know. It's just that you and I are not in it. But anyway, at 7:30 p.m., of course, I'll be having my discussion with Ryan Elcock. And Ryan Elcock is a co-founder of the Brampton Community and Economic Empowerment Network, BCEEN, which facilitates business ventures. Looking forward to that conversation at 7:30 p.m. Set your watches and your clocks. The show is brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. Welcome to Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority.
Always brand new. Right from the jump, we had a hunch that we had everything. Perfect combination. Love plus you and me. A perfect combination. We couldn't ask for any better.
Yes, I tell you, welcome to Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. Good evening, everyone. From the subject line this evening, my boss had her way with me. Now, you all know how this thing go, right? So, well, I needed to get to the mail. So, let's see if we can do that. Like right away. Let's see what's going on. It's now 2 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let's do this. Alrighty, so we're in the mail. Here we go. And for those of you who have never heard about Mail Zone, it's all new to you. I started this feature several months ago. I'm able to receive emails by you emailing me at insidethezoneny@gmail.com. And the segment kind of took off. It took off, and I have been getting emails left, right, and center. However, I was doing it weekly, and I decided that I would change gears and host it on the second Thursday monthly. Here is today's letter. Dear Lady D, my life was going great until the day I started working at a high-profile company. For many reasons, I will not disclose the name of the company. That's fine. The first day I walked into the lobby, a woman walked up to me and told me she is going to have her way with me. Lady D, I was so shocked because I didn't know this woman, nor did I care to know her. Because I have a quick tongue, I told her that she's not on my radar and walked towards the elevator. When I got off the elevator, I walked up to the receptionist and asked for the direction to the men's room and checked my watch to be sure I had sufficient time to familiarize myself with my surroundings at the same time, as I sat and waited to be escorted to the HR manager's office. I literally pinched myself as it felt like a dream to be working here, I guess, wherever that is. A few minutes passed, and the HR manager herself called me into her office. When I walked in, guess who was seated there waiting to speak to me but the woman who made the pass at me in the lobby? Our eyes locked, and time froze, Lady D. She did not know what to say to me as the HR manager introduced me as her assistant. Anyway, in my professional voice, I extended my hand and told her I was looking forward to working with her. Oh, please. Lady D, she told the HR manager that she would brief me on my duties and that it was not necessary for her to introduce me to the staff. So we walked over to her office. No sooner than I stepped through her door, she closed it and pushed me against the door and planted her right hand on my private part and told me if I made a sound, she would scream, "Rape!" What? I was paralyzed from the waist down. I'm not going to lie, Lady D, the woman looked and smelled good. And so I got so sucked into her before I could stop myself, I was carried away and helped myself to what she had to offer. And help me here this evening. From that day, we scheduled our rendezvous and enjoyed every moment. I knew I did not love her, but the excitement was too overwhelming for me. What I did not expect was her behaving jealous and acting up in front of the staff, who caught on to what was happening. 9 months into the job, one morning I went to work and handed in my resignation. I knew if I had not done so, she would have ruined me. She was livid, but I had to leave. A week after, I traveled overseas and never told her. That was the end of the rendezvous. That's the letter. Anyone has anything to say? Let me know. 914-297-8911. Mail Zone, your emails are my priority. My boss had her way with me. You know, you have some serious women. Like, really serious. It's one thing to make a pass at a man, but it's another thing to back him up. Oh, Lord, help. 914-297-8911. Right. Lord, so Pat says there's more to the story. Well, there may be more to the story. As he says, he got sucked in, right? So they started to have something going on. Good evening. Welcome to Mail Zone.
Mr. Dashi Palm me without warning. Dashi Palm me without
What a mess. What a mess. Oh, gee.
That I don't know mess. And Dashi coming without warning in pinky ways been frozen. She kill the salt for any high smell.
Oh, dear Lord. So here it is now. But I tell you that again, I just said that you have some women who they are dangerous, you know. They are seductive and they will overpower a man if they get caught in a spot.
I don't know because I hope you listen. She not overpower him nothing. Listen to me, Lady G. You ever watch the Animal Channel and see when the lion never go catch anything? What happened? It takes hours and then walk round and then climb tree and then look at them, watch and them watch. They know what them can conquer. The woman just look at him and say, this is the one you have to be today. You give me here. She just drive me not to understand. She funny without warning.
All right.
I wish I was a mosquito on the wall. I'll be biting people.
Oh, dear Lord.
They would need beer gonna every brother, run for your life if you give up for your coat of child, if you coat it up, you never know that office near you.
Oh well. So
mash up.
Can you figure that?
Mash up.
So, but you know, you have to say, okay, so here it is that, all right, hold on a moment. Hold on, please. Let me conference. Let's see. Good evening.
Good evening, Lady D, and to all my friends.
Hey, Pat. Yeah, go, Pat. Guess what? Give me a call back, please.
Oh, sure.
Alrighty. Okay. I do apologize to King. My features seem to have been changed quite a bit. So while I could have both of you online at the same time, I'm challenged in that regard. Anyhow, let's see. Okay, let's do this. Good evening. Welcome.
Oh. Yes, Lady D. Good evening, and to my friends. How are you?
Good, good. Nice hearing you. What's your take on this?
Okay,
this letter now.
Okay, well, oh, that poor man. Oh, she realizes her worth. And she's a real tough gangster. She know what she wanted.
Yes.
So she roughed him up.
She spotted him.
He couldn't even fight back because she said to him, if he opened his mouth, she would be the one to scream for him. And obviously, so she really took advantage of him. Oh, yes. I must agree that he had to run for his life because if he didn't run for his life, she would really have him in.
No, man. When I read it, I said, oh, Lord.
Poor man. Poor man.
Oh, Jesus. And you know, she took him over from the HR manager, you know, because the HR manager was going to do the introductions and so on. But she chose to do that, and then, she just pulled a fast one on him. Is
it a possibility that the HR manager is a female and so she kind of felt threatened? That's why she wanted to do the introduction herself.
Truthfully, I don't know because
it's a possibility. But all I know is that poor man, he got suckered in and he could not leave.
No.
As long as he was gainfully employed, she was gonna have her way with him. So at least he had to man up and say, you know what, for my own sanity, for my own safety, I think I'd better cut my losses and run.
Well, he lasted long.
He would have been a whole lot of trouble. Oh, yeah.
He lasted long enough. It went on for 9 months.
9 months? That's a long time.
No, but what he did admit, he admitted that, you know, he was so drawn to her. But that's all sexual and lust, right?
Yes.
And nothing else. He said he didn't love her, but they would plan their schedule things. But what kind of start to unravel is that I guess she catch, as I have a friend who would say, she catch feelings. And so she started to get jealous. She started to get jealous and act up. And other people were realizing that, hey, these two seem to be having something going on.
That's right. They're an item. Oh, wow. And the worst affair and romance is on the job. Because the moment one sees the other having conversation with someone else, the jealousy is going to come into play.
Yes.
And before you know it, oh yes, I have seen it, I have observed it. Not for me personally, I've never made it a point not to, you know, get close to anyone on the job. But I've seen others who have gotten involved and it did not turn out to be very pretty at all, to the point where management had to intervene. No. So, but poor man, I hope he's okay now because, you know, she could have prevented him from moving on, you know, in a workplace environment by giving him a negative review. You know, if he's looking for a letter of recommendation, she could. I hope things worked out for him later on because.
He left and he went overseas, so I guess, you know, he had to bowl out of that. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, definitely. But that's a good one, Lady B.
Indeed.
I had a good laugh.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. Oh, man. He got jacked up.
He did. Yes, sir. Thanks, Pat.
Okay, Lady B.
All righty.
All right, you're welcome.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, if you'd like to call, do you have a comment? 914-297-8911, 914-297-8911. My boss had her way with me. Here is a young man. He got a job. And the first day when he was entering, if you're just joining, it's Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. So he walks into the building. While he's in the lobby area, a woman walks up to him and tell him that she's going to have her way with him. And he's like, I'm not here for that. I don't know you. Right? So he goes upstairs, takes the elevator. He goes upstairs and, you know, long story short, the HR manager took him over to her office to introduce. When he walked in the office, is the same woman who made the pass at him downstairs. And on that very day, she backed him up in her office and had her way with him. And so after that, they started to do stuff pretty much. But it got so bad that he had to just resign and leave the job. So if you have a comment, give me a call, 914-297-8911. It's Mail Zone. I don't hear Hortense because I know she loved the Love Zone. I hope she's well. Hortense, are you okay? I hope so. Welcome to Drea and Eval. Thank you for joining. Drea, I know the time has changed. So, you know, and you have stuff going on. But anyhow, so our telephone number is 914-297-8911. I do have more music for you. And you know that the show is brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Nerid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
Hi, I'm Lady D Denise Gomez, and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone. For recording artists, you can sing. Well, Inside the Zone, second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story, no man, in From the Author Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Male Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me insidethezone@gmail.com or call me 914-304-2592.
Good evening. Welcome to Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. Hello. Okay, I'm not hearing my caller, but good evening to everyone. Welcome, of course, it's Collab Music Thursday, and so I do have some more music for you here on the show called Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez.
Say it's a river that circles the earth, a beam of light shining to the edge of the universe.
Good evening. Hello.
They say it's a blessing, they say it's a gift, they say it's a miracle, and I believe that it is. It conquers all, but it's a mystery. Love breaks your heart, love takes no less than everything. Love makes it hard, and it fades away so easily.
In this world we created, in this place that we live, in the blink of an eye, babe, the darkness slips in. Love lights the world, unites the lovers for eternity. Love breaks the chain. Love aches for every one of us. Love takes the tears and pain and turns it to the beauty that remains.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. My name, hear my name.
Yeah.
Present.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, my hortense. How you been? What's up?
I laugh when I said,
Yes, ma'am. What's doing? How are you?
yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Not too bad.
Okay.
Thank God I'm here.
I'm glad you are.
What a situation. What a situation that the woman there. After she wants somebody.
Well, hey. Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy at all. You just see the person and just grab him up so. Huh?
No questions asked, no checks made.
Just, my gosh. If she's not have a husband or a boyfriend, I want to do it.
Well, he didn't say. He didn't say. But he had to take flight.
Yes. He have to run.
You have to bolt.
Yes, ma'am. Faster than you said bolt. When you said bolt.
Yes.
In the name of my Jesus. But you see when it's cool, then get this morning.
Yes.
I know my head hurt me.
Oh, Lord.
Don't
take it too badly.
Fucking monkey. They hear about this cooling one the truth up for them at 10 to them the poor people when they don't know. Oh Lord. What is this going on in this little island?
I know.
Monday don't kill two. Monday don't kill two little ones. Look at that boy. And he said the boy is a 26-year-old. He is the target. I kill our people, Pitney. Kill our people, children. My goodness. Woman. And then we go here news this year again. One 16-year-old, one 15-year-old, one restored in our head.
Yes.
In our head.
I saw that headline. I wasn't able to read it, but I saw it. I saw it, but I haven't read it.
I know, you know. The next one, the police charging. Two girls are up there, boy. How we go?
I don't know. I haven't read it at all. So I'd have to check that one out with you.
Yeah, tell you.
Rough times.
Rough time. Perilous time, really.
Yes.
Perilous time.
Yes,
Perilous
indeed.
time. God.
But you're doing all right, though.
Yeah, it's a headache. Make that sound.
Don't let that give you too much of a headache. Just pray. Just pray.
I know.
Okay. Yes, please take care of yourself. But I have to love you now and go because I have an interview coming up in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right, my darling, but I thank you for calling me.
Okay.
Take it easy. Enjoy your weekend.
Yes, same to you.
All righty. That's my girl Hortense. She said she heard her name. That's what happened when you're special. I'm so special, so special, so special. That's you, Hortense. "25 minutes after 7, 26 minutes after 7. Center stage. Everybody's all a stage, right? How many of you did literature? From the days of Macbeth?
Circles the earth, a beam of light shining to the edge of the universe. It conquers all. It changes everything. They say it's a blessing. They say it's a gift. They say it's a miracle, and I believe that it is. It conquers all, but it's a mystery. Love breaks your heart.
At 7:30 p.m., Ryan Elcock, co-founder of the Brampton Community and Economic Empowerment Network, BCEEN, which facilitates business ventures.
Fades away so easily.
In this world we created, in this place that we live, in the blink of an eye, babe, the darkness slips in. Love lights the
like to say hi to Christine. Hey, Christine. Yeah, 7:30 p.m. Huh. Nice music on a Thursday evening. You know, I like to do it like this because I know that I'm not here on a Friday, which means I have to kind of usher you. Literally usher. Good evening.
How are you? Ryan out.
Ryan.
How are you?
I am good, Ryan Elcock. It's a pleasure. You're calling me here on Center Stage inside the zone with Lady D Denise Gomez. How are you? How are things going in your area?
Things are good. I'm actually honored that, that you reached out to me and everything. It is a high honor to be on your show.
Oh, it's
to
a
be
pleasure.
quite honest. And things are going good in my city. As I know that you're in New York, you know that it's this time of year where the weather doesn't know what it wants to do, whether it wants to be hot or cold, until it just hits you with the cold, and then you're just chilling out for the next few months. So you know how it goes.
Ryan, I like your intro. Thank you. You and I are, because today we went up to a high of, I think, about 59 or thereabout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right now we're 52 degrees.
Yes.
Which is all
yes,
right.
so exactly. So for the next little bit, it's like I want to be hot, I want to be cold, I don't know what I want, and then you just get blasted with snow, and then you're like, all right. You know, I guess it's winter time now.
It is. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce Ryan Elcock, hailing from the Canadian city of Brampton. Ryan Elcock stands as a testament to entrepreneurial ingenuity and dedicated community activism. What a pleasure it is. Ryan, you know what I sensed about you? You're not very difficult to get to talk to. You know, those kind of people you call them. You call somebody and you say, well, I was referred to you by, Mary Jane. And they're like, okay, how may I help you? But you didn't give me that.
Yes. They got to put on that formality, like, yes, hi, how are you? Why are you calling me, please? No. I'm pretty laid back on that, too, because I had watched your show and everything with Christine, and I was like, all right. And so I was, like, honored. You know what I mean? That is a testament. Yeah. And so I'm very proud of her and her accomplishment.
Indeed.
So I got to watch and celebrate. So when you called me, I was like, all right, cool. All right, I'll jump on.
Sure, Lady D calling. Nice. I love that. Welcome. I want you to just say hi to persons who may be listening and watching you.
Of course. First off, I'd like to say I call her Mama Christine. Thank you so much for for thinking of me and recommending me to Lady D to have this time to share my experiences and everything. I also want to thank my boys from that when I went to Western, Kadimo Sandra, Shikundua Sandra. They held me up when I was even down, and even my roommate, I called him, he was part of the Rush Hour crew, kind of like he was the Jackie Chan and I was the Chris Tucker. Wade Nash, good friends, good brothers, whatever. And, I also got to give shout-outs to my co-founders from the scene. We've been through the wars for the past 5 years, and, the sky's the limit for what we can do. Shout out to Everton Dwight Campbell and Darryl Romeo. And plus, Daryl, Romeo's wife, because she's the hidden catalyst. You know, like in that movie Hidden Figures.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the sister that where the real reason why those astronauts did not come crashing down.
Yes.
Exactly. She's the coding way for be seen. The reason why we could fly is because of her. So, Mama Whitney, don't pinch me. I'm a good boy today. I can't guarantee tomorrow, but I just wanted to know I appreciate it. And everybody else, including my aunts, my grandparents, may they rest in peace. I know they shining up down on me and everything.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Let's start talking. What makes you an entrepreneurial genius? Because based on your
well, I mean, the word genius, I don't know if I would say I'm a genius in any sense of the word. You know, I might be a genie, but I don't know about the genius.
Yes.
The way I see it, to be quite honest, is I'm the kind of guy that I learned the art of filling up. You know, the reason why I say that is because I learned from failures, especially from myself and from watching other people. If they make a mistake, that helps me bounce back. So sometimes failure, I believe that failure is usually the greatest teacher because, you know, I always say this, not every loss is a defeat, not every win is a victory. And sometimes when you lose, you could analyze things a little better. And sometimes even in the defeat, it teaches you something that gives you a tool for greater victories along the way, right? Yes. And so that's why the word genius, when I was young and I wasn't doing much, I would have probably run around and be running with Donald Trump. I'm a stable genius. I was far from stable and definitely no genius. Because now I'm going to get older and I start accomplishing more. It's because I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm not good at. I know what I don't know. But I learned from the things that I'm even doing now. Some of the things were from the very same classes or courses or things that I struggled with. Those are the things that I then put more effort in and learned, and then, you know, it's like that light bulb. Once that light bulb goes off, then it becomes like a cipher, and now my desire is to dominate, master this thing. But in doing that, even to the point of mastery, what I've also learned is it gives you an empathy, because when you're working with others, you know where they're going to fail, you know where they're going to make mistakes, and that's where you can guide people a lot better, because you're talking to them, not at them. You're not talking down to them. You know what I mean? Yeah, and sometimes they think you're a genius because they're like, how did you know I was going to do that? Because I did that myself. Yeah. You know? And so this is something that also I believe needs to be taught in schools too, you know, and in life with our parents. Because, you know, coming from the Caribbean, you know, everybody is like, yes, my mom's from Barbados, my dad's from St. Kitts, but I believe blue and gold all day, every day with the Bajan side of me. But, you know, sometimes growing up, you know, in a Bajan household with Bajan families, like Bajans are uber competitive. And sometimes, you know, like, you might want to learn, but they're treating this like Hunger Games, and how dare you brought shame upon my family. But, you know, that failure is something that if you learn how to master it, you could weather any storm. Yes. Because in life, everybody's a genius when, you know, when the good times are rolling, right? But then you see who the real fools are when the famine comes. When you're in the age of plenty, everybody's a genius. But in the age of famine, then you see who are the smart ones from who are the fools. You know? So that's why I've learned to embrace failure, and I learned the art of failing up. And sometimes when people say, how are you good at this now? I'm like, because I failed at it a lot. But every time I failed, I kept learning. I kept leveling up. I kept getting better to the point that over time, then you're like, I got it now. Yes. You know what I mean? So, yes. So, yeah. So that's why I learned to embrace that from that angle.
Thank you so much. And I'm sure there are persons who are watching and listening are saying, you know, Ryan is talking my language. How many times I failed at something and had to redo until I got it right. So thank you for that. Now, let's talk about business. How did you become a name in the business world?
Well, once again, you know, I don't know if I would say that I've become a name that's well known, but over time I've learned that I'm kind of the guy that if you're supposed to know me, you will. If you're not supposed to, you won't. until the time comes necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I say that, right, is because I like to stay in the shadows most of the time. I like to work behind the scenes. And when I was younger, and like I said, it goes back to when you're younger, you sometimes want to be always up in the spotlight. You know, like back in the days, I don't know, when you watch them music videos, you see everybody trying to climb around to the camera to say they were in it. Like, they're not even making money. They're just, their pictures won't be up in there. And they're like, yeah, I was in that video. Guys. The stars. No, you're not, bro. You're not even getting any benefit. Right? But that's when I wasn't doing much. But I've learned the power of being in the shadows. You know, it's kind of like, I always tell people, you don't see the wind, but you see its manifestation. You don't see gravity, but you know it's there because you ain't floating around. I haven't seen you fly by my house yet, right? You know? And that is those things that, for me, that's what I like. Sometimes you don't, I would rather know that I'm having an impact. And remember, like I said about Mama Christine, I got to bring it back to her and the accomplishments she's had. You see the manifestations. That's how you knew me. You didn't meet me because you know from everybody else. But the great things that she's doing, you see the amazing things she's doing. And all my team did, like, it's not just me. It's really me and my team, my co-founders that started these things. We helped her with, working on, for her company, Diamond Noir. We worked on doing some of the strategy and the insights to find out which name do people feel more attuned to, and that helped her get her off the ground. And that, for me, is how I like to work. And and it's working with people like that because, and like I said, it's not about me. Even though I'm being interviewed, it's about we, because the only reason you know about me is because of her and you see her success, and that is, for me, how my name and the name of even our organization gets spread, because of the fact that we're the team that people call on when things are needed to be done, and we find creative ways of doing things. So we work in the shadows, we work with what we got, because not everybody has a whole lot of money or funding or even can get things done, but we're more fluid and agile, so we can move in ways that most people can't. And that also comes from learning from failure, because when you fail, you then have to be more creative in understanding why are you failing, right? Sometimes in that you find an outlier that gives you an advantage over other people. And that thing that hurts you in one situation now becomes an asset in another to then help you think creatively. And so that's how people got to know us, because not because we, like we're there always shouting our names from the rooftop or in every magazine, but it's just that it's the output, if you will. It's the impact that you left on other people, and people like, hey, how did you get that done? Who helped you here? And then they call us, and then, you start saying how you can help. And you remember that term, each one, teach one. Well, it's the same thing, bit by bit, small steps, right? Journey of 1,000 miles begins with single steps. So that's the approach that I've always taken and my team's taken. And that's how we all work together to really help others. And as you notice, although it's about it, I might be on the interview, but really I'm carried by the support of my co-founders and everybody around me.
Okay, great. And apparently it has been going very well. And I'm sure you have had to take people's ideas and form them, because, a lot of times we say, oh, we'd like to own a business. I would perhaps like to cook only do fried dumplings. But what am I going to do? Just fried dumpling and that's it? So now I come to you, Ryan, and your team at BCEEN, and I say, hey, I have an interest.
We call it BCEEN for short, so it makes it easier.
Right.
Although we like to stay in the shadows, we go BCEEN. It's a great irony, right?
I like that. So I'm sure, your creative ideas then allows that person to say, oh, yes, and maybe we could do, how about if we do this? Would that be something that works for us? And, I'm sure that's how you are able to launch people's businesses so that they are seen and people want to just
Yes.
support. So congratulations. Because, you know, when you see young men and women aspiring in areas such as this, we sometimes want to compare ourselves to say, well, when I was, you know, so-and-so, I never really had that idea. All I knew, I had to go to school and I had to go to work. But we weren't as we were not as creative as your generation is today, and you're really
Well, I appreciate that. The truth is, in my eyes, too, you know, I mean, like, though I sound young, I'm a lot older, but the thing is, the truth is, though, is it doesn't come without a cost even to be this creative, because you got to remember I don't want to start dropping history, but you got to remember the context of which a lot of us come from, even from the Caribbean, from Africa as well. You know, a lot of us come we're the first generation, you know, like even in Canada, I'm the first generation, you know. Most young black kids are second generations now in the new generation. And the reason why that's important is you got to remember that 2 generations ago, or even 3, you're just coming out of slavery and all that came out of it, right? And what did that mean? You couldn't, and even if you were creative, entrepreneurship now is hailed as something, but you got to remember, entrepreneurship was not necessarily something that was hailed upon in industry like we like to say now, especially in our community. It was out of necessity. So there's a little bit, you know, necessity is the mother of invention, but also necessity comes with a lot of hard work, because when you are an entrepreneur, but you don't have the funding and everything, you need like a one-man crew, right? And therefore, you have to pay attention to everything. You got to think about where you're going to get the money from. Chances are you don't have a pool of funders and everything else under the sun. You know, like Tupac said, you know, you got to know when your mama used to make $1 out of 15 cents, you got to learn the same, right? And I know that for a fact. But the thing is, there's one thing, because I mean, I know my own journey. I mean, I can tell you how people thought I was a lost cause, you know? I've been there. Like, I remember even coming out of, I think the greatest gift I could ever have is when I was a newly minted MBA coming out of business school right after 2008, right? You know, coming out of school when you have the beginning of the Great Recession. And it was not pretty. I mean, I was in Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, and I moved to Houston. And for time I had to stay in a shelter and a hospital because I couldn't afford to find a place. And even being a newly minted MBA, trying to find work, I had to take a job in you know, calling up people saying, "Hey, buddy, would you like to support the Alley?" Which was a theater. You know, for a whopping $6.75 for 4 hours per day, and I work 6 days a week. Sometimes I come in a little bit early, so I can make that 6 hours. But you know what's funny? It was doing that you start to really get that business mind, because then you got to see yourself as a business. You are your own business, and then you got to now think, I got to make that money stretch. You know what I mean? A good thing, though, that's why I say God bless having time being raised in the Caribbean, because then, you know, I'm not going to try to be eating at Shea Roberta than any fancy restaurant. I'm going to go straight up, you know, like the aftermarket or any of the Mexican supermarkets. You know, you go there, you find the food, and you know how to walk around. You know, if you spending $50, you walking around like strongman competition with 10 pounds per 5 to 10 pounds of groceries in each hand. Now, if I went to Whole Foods and I spent $50, I'd not even come out with a, you know, a little plastic bag, you know, with artisanal cheese and chocolate and juice, right? Right. You got to know how to make that money work. But when you do that, sometimes you start to realize, as I tell people sometimes, the physical poverty is not always the curse. Sometimes that gives you the advantage of how to make things work, so that when you do eventually come into abundance, once you are ready for it, you will not blow it, because you knew how to make it work, so you make it stretch, because you are more efficient and effective and wise with your money.
Right.
Sometimes it's the mental poverty that is, it's not the physical poverty that can always be the curse, but I'm not saying that being poor is everybody, now everybody be homeless and struggle. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is sometimes in that circumstance, you can learn a lot. But it's when you have the mental poverty, that is the biggest curse. Because if I know someone is mentally poor in their mindset, I can give them $1 billion knowing it's going to come right back to me.
Yeah.
And we see that all the time, even on a grander scale, This is the same. And so it was in those struggles that I even learned, and that's how you can relate. And sometimes when people say, look, I cannot find something to do, you're like, nah, dog, here, just do this. I sometimes ask people what we did at in elementary school, because sometimes a lot of us, we're grown people now, but the skill sets that we have were shaped when we were in kindergarten and grade 1 right through all the way up to grade 8. I've seen that for myself. Some people say, hey, why do you do this? Why are you good with networking or certain things? I'm like, yeah, man, I used to do that in high school. When I was in grade 8, my teacher told me I was going to be beaten up in the midfield and whatnot by the older kids when I went into high school. So I started paying attention to who was going to the schools I wanted to go to on the train and started befriending them. And by the time I walked into high school, I had an entire responsibility for protecting me. You know what I mean? You got to learn something.
Right.
Necessity is the father was mentioned. But that's the thing. You got to learn how to. She should have just kept emotion and then maybe I would have been, like open their mouth.
Yes.
And me, I was like, oh, gotta get to work. So, you start learning planning. You strategize before you walk into school. I was making friends in grade 7 and 8, right?
Well, so tell me now.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. Where did you go to school? Tell us about your schooling.
Okay, so in Canada, I went to school, University of Western Ontario, Go Mustangs. That school, I love it. I love it a lot. I bleed purple and proud all day, every day. That school is actually known for being entrepreneurial. In fact, they say 40% of Canada's C-level executives come out of Western.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's what they say, 40%. Okay, so bear in mind, these are not all the people that went to the business school. These are just the people that come out at one point or other. They could have even been studying history. You find them in business. And I think that, and it's true to form. Like, the school breeds entrepreneurs. And then I took some time at U of T. I'm happily dropped out of there at University of Toronto, happily left. And then went to Texas Christian University. Once again, purple and proud, go Horned Frogs, although our football team is really struggling right now, but I'm going to pray for the best maybe next year. But I did my MBA there, and that school was amazing because, I remember when I went there were only 2 black guys in my class. It was my friend Jonathan Parker and myself. And I didn't really count because I'm an international student, so apparently, as you saw me, yeah, he's a brother, but, statistically, there was only one.
Okay.
Right? Because he was American. He's American. So I fell into the international students until they needed, the diversity, for everyone. Hey, we need to take pictures and we need to have diversity. Ryan, Jonathan. We were like, the Can-Am Negro, the black guys running into, look like there's more than 2 of us from our class, and we were the only 2. It's diversity purposes, right? But it was good, though, because, you see, the thing is, because there were 2 of us, we ended up leaning on one another. We helped each other graduate, From day one, we were friends, and we graduated together. His father ended up being a mentor to me, inviting me down to Washington, D.C., because his father sat on the International Board of Visitors for the school. He was, at the time, the highest-ranking black man in PepsiCo as one of the chief diversity officers and the head VP, senior VP of HR. And he took me under his wing. I got to meet, may he rest in peace, Earl Graves, the founder of Black Enterprise magazine. I mean, I remember when he invited me down to Washington, D.C. when I started my news platform, the Bari Network, with 3 other guys. you know, and we started this, and he invited me down, and I got to be in the presence of just being black excellence. You know, it's almost like, oh, I'm drowning in blackness, and it's peak blackness. Awesome. You know what that means? You know, and it's just being C-level executive, powerful black folks. Some of them were surprised. They were like, "Hey, you came from Canada? Wow, this is amazing." They were happy that I came from Canada to come to this event, and I was like, "All right, bet, I'll take it." But it was also awesome because you get to see people that other people, watch on TV.
Right.
You get to see them and talk to them, and you get to be in the presence of greatness, and you also get to see their humanness. And that was the thing. And some of them, I'm still friends with them to this very day, and that is what makes the difference. Like, I remember I used to watch. I remember when I was sitting in in one of the. You remember when I said I was homeless for a time in Houston, and I was sitting in the homeless shelter, transitional home, and I was like, I'm watching the Obama inauguration. I don't know if a roach ran up to me and said, "Hey, yo, this is this great circle." I'm like, "What are you doing? You gotta die. I don't need to around you." But what was funny is then you read about Michael Steele becoming the first Black Republican national chairman at the same time. And then in 2017, I see him and I go, "Oh my God, do you know who you are? You are Michael Steele."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh my God." He was shocked that I knew who he was coming from Canada. And I shook his hand and we got a picture. And to this day, we still keep in touch. And I even let him know that my mom watches him on MSNBC. But that's the kind of thing that changes your perspective. But it also became the tool because I remember when I came back, I still remember some of my good friends from Baltimore. That I went to TCU with, one of my boys, Roger Colvin, and he was looking at me. And I told him, I remember before I even left, I said, "Yo, bro, when I leave the States, when I came here, I was looking for opportunity, but when I come back, I'm going to be bringing it." And he was like, "Get it."
Awesome.
And it's funny because I thought coming back to Canada would have been my greatest failure. But it turned out to be the thing I needed to do by coming back to Canada, on with what I learned in America. You know, I worked in Alberta for a while, and when I came back to Ontario, I was fired up. And, it's not like I say, "Oh, then I worked for this fancy bank," and it was still a struggle. I took some small jobs, but in those small jobs, I learned a lot. And it's those kind of trainings, they feed me the equipment. Sometimes, like in the Caribbean, how everybody talks about the big job, but sometimes the big job ends up cuffing you. You know what I mean?
True.
It's because you make a lot of money, so you want to have the lifestyle, but the problem is then you're cuffed to that job, because if you lose that job, you're done for, because you can't see, especially now with inflation.
Yes.
Remember when when you said you lived in $1 million house, that meant something? Now you live in $1 million house and it's a shoebox, and they're calling it cozy living. I don't want to live cozy like that cozy. I want to be able to move around a bit and stretch my long arms, because I'm like an orangutan. I need to be able to feel free, not like hitting food when I stretch, right?
So tell me something now. What are your next steps? Because we're wrapping up.
My next step is... Oh, yes, of course, Tom. I'm really having too much fun here. I do apologize.
That's all right.
My next step basically is to continue in the purpose that have been assigned for me here. Basically, in a nutshell, I've been through a lot, and I've accomplished a lot, but I've accomplished with people like my boy. I got to give shout out to Daryl Romeo and Everton Dwight Campbell once again, and Mama Whitney. Please don't pinch me. But we started to be seen, after the election, and when they ran in, and I managed their campaigns. And now I look back at what we've done in 5 years. In 5 years, we went from being a bunch of guys that came together by happenstance to now, even in last month, we came out of working, we were invited to Ottawa, the capital city, to meet with some of the CARICOM heads of government and foreign ministers. We were invited. We didn't ask to be there. They asked us to come to connect because of the work that we do. And even within the city of Brampton, we are known because of the fact that we got the first MOU, the Economic Friendship Agreement, for a memorandum of understanding between the city of Brampton and the country of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because we were focusing on how we could help St. Vincent and the Grenadines after the, the last nuclear volcano eruption.
Yes.
And we, everybody was donating, but we were looking, far ahead. And we said we want to focus on economic development and making sure that it's not just you get the donations and then we're done. We want to continue, we want to focus on economic development. Why? Because the thing is, as I say, for black folks especially, a lot of times people see black people as a problem that needs to be fixed. And we're not. We are people that just need to be empowered. And the reason why I say that is, too, when we come to the table, when we say, look, we want something, it's because we know what we can bring and what we can offer. And when we come to the table, we're not coming as gazelles asking the lions for support. No, we're coming as the water buffalo saying, hey, look, lions, look, we want to talk with you. This is what we want. If you don't give us what we want, well, your little lion cubs, they ain't going to be hanging around much longer.
Right.
So that's how you affect a better peace treaty, when you come as equals. And so for us, as a group, we found out we command respect. We don't beg. Like, we get to be our authentic selves as brothers. We don't have to code switch and put on the pretense and go, ha, Billy, wink and gun, and I like golf. No, we get to talk to people honestly. We get to be who we are, but when people see us coming, it's just straight up respect. And we command it. And that is something that is what helps us have such an impact that we have, you know? And
Ryan,
that's where we're going to continue building on that.
Yes. Well, I
know.
We're going to close, but I just want to say, listening to you, I hear the passion, I hear the motivation, I hear the purpose, and I know that all the people whose lives you have impacted, because you've imparted your knowledge to them, and to be able to craft their business and to make it a success. Thank you for what you are doing alongside your team, because we need more people.
Yes, exactly.
We need more people like you.
It's my team. It's all of us.
Yes.
And look, a lot of people like us are there. That's what I have to say. It's just that we got to allow them to be able to come out.
Absolutely.
That's the thing that we got to say.
Great.
We got to allow them to be allowed to feel free to come out.
All righty. So as we're wrapping up, so thank you. Great conversation. I like to have an interview with persons like yourself. It just makes the interviewer sit back, relax, and listen. So
I know. I get it. I enjoyed it with you too. I know some people must be having gut belly laughs right now, but you know what? I hope they got nuggets that would prove valuable gems.
Absolutely. So I have a quick fun segment here.
You want to have fun too?
Yes, man. So we have to wrap up with fun. Hello. So we have a fun segment. I'm asking you for I'm asking you for one-word answers only. Okay?
Okay.
All righty. Number 1, Brampton, Canada.
Growth.
Be seen.
Power.
Business.
Fun.
Western University.
That's more than 3 words, but awesome.
Right. The Habari Network.
Information.
Politics.
Key.
Family.
Important.
Greatness.
Everywhere.
Homeless shelter.
Purpose.
Michael Steele.
Friend.
Purpose.
Opportunity.
Finally, Ryan Elcock.
Resilient.
Go on, Ryan. You did perfectly well. I thank you so much for joining me here on Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. Ryan Elcock, co-founder of the Brampton Community and Economic Empowerment Network, Be Seen, which facilitates business ventures. Keep doing what you're doing, and I need to hear from you, and you provide me with updates and how you're doing over
Oh,
there
I
in
definitely
Brampton.
will. I definitely will.
All righty. Thank you so
All
much
right.
for joining me.
Thank you so much.
All righty. Bye-bye.
All right. You take care. Bye.
All right, that's a wrap for Center Stage this evening. Great conversation, wouldn't you say? You know, you allow your guest to share their story. It's not yours. I learned that a long time ago. So thank you, Ryan, for just, bringing us in the know about what you're doing, how it's being done. And I'm looking forward to having, another interesting person this coming Monday on the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Thanks to Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue, for sponsoring the show, and to Fit FM 96.7, fitfmja.com, CaribbeanVibesRadio.com. It's a pleasure always to be here in the station of Linkage Radio, the Linkage Radio station. Always a pleasure. I look forward to coming. I'm prepping my show. I'm thinking about you. And this is what I love to do. I tell people I'm like a chameleon. I just change into something else when I come here. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today. Enjoy your weekend now, because, I hope to be enjoying mine this weekend. I have a banquet on Sunday. This and that. It's just nice, busy time. Christmas is coming. I'm going to start dropping one carol. So we'll be having a lot of fun talking about the good old days of Christmas as always, and to share new stories as well. Caribbean people, we never can do without talking. We always have a whole lot to say. But thank you, everybody, and see you. Andrew says, see you on Saturday morning. See you Saturday morning. Yes, we'll be back with Saturday morning runnings. And that should be a good show. I'll be able to send out the promo early so you all can, join us and say, hey, Lady D, we want to see you know one thing, and just have fun. This coming Saturday, we'll be talking about old-time movies. Old-time movies. So join us on the YouTube channel Inside the Zone with Lady D on Saturday morning. Okay? But thanks, everybody. This has been another great moment. This is how I'm going to close out the show today.
What a day it'll be, when we all have the heart to help a needy. Better is when you help us sing this one. Oh, yes, I will. Oh, help a needy. When they cry out, there'll come a time when you'll hear a certain cry of need. There'll come a time when you'll have to answer that call.
So I'm going up now. May come galling up. May go on up. Or if you want to speechify, you say I'm going up in. So I'm going to head on home now. No, I'm going to church. No, I'm not going home. I'm going to church. So blessings, everybody. See you all. Thank you, Evo. And see you all on Monday, God willing, for the Monday Drive at 5. Blessings, blessings. I'm out of here. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Lend a helping hand where it's falling. You should help your neighbor who is falling. You will get your blessing with the rising.
One day we've got to face the truth. You are my brother and you are my sister too. So don't be
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Nereid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine.
Alrighty, I do apologize for that, but stay with me as we're winding down. All the best, everybody.
Oh, plead my cause, oh, Jah. I don't know Julex I represent for Linkage Radio. 104. 104.5 FM. I deaf them.
New York, I introduce the best ice cream factory located in Mount Vernon, 408 East Sanford Boulevard. Call and place your order at 914-699-1349. We also do delivery from 5 p.m. to